Welcome to episode 171 of the Fully In It podcast. Today I am talking to the outliers, the mothers who couldn't fit in if they tried because you're leading so powerfully as a mother and CEO. You know you're different, but a lot of times you don't want to admit it because you're afraid it would make you stand out too much. This is the episode where we change how you see yourself and create the space for you to powerfully lead with the gifts and talents you've been given. Are you ready? Welcome to the Fully In It podcast with Kate Saffel, a show for powerful moms growing life-changing businesses while showing up intentionally for their families. I teach you how to create a family-first and profitable business in less time by leveraging simple strategy, mom life-friendly systems, and above all, the mindset of going fully in it. You ready? So as a bit of an introduction to this episode, I want to share with you what my morning has looked like. I leaped out of bed. I was hit with so much insight and inspiration. I immediately started journaling. I created an entire week of content. And I was like, I have to record this episode. I haven't even drank my coffee yet. You can probably hear it in my voice. But I was so ready to speak to you. And this is why I have always been an outlier. An outlier is someone who, defined by the author Malcolm Gladwell, is someone who does not fit in the normal understanding of achievement. Outliers are people who are exceptional, those who are smart, rich, and successful, and who operate at the extreme outer edge of what is statistically possible. Now, you may hear that definition and think, I am not that. Or you may feel like a little tingle of recognition of like, yeah, I do operate at the edge of what is statistically possible for mothers. And for me personally, and I bet for you, this has been happening your entire life. There are so many things I have done as a child, as a young adult, and now as an almost mother of 4 that have me not fitting in. And I did a couple episodes ago on community and loneliness and motherhood. So that's a similar theme. You're welcome to go listen to this. But this one is specifically for those of you who are mother CEOs, and you look around your community and you don't find examples like you. So for me, what makes me an outlier is that I am the owner of a multi-6-figure international coaching practice, and I'm also a homeschooling mom, and I'm about to have my 4th baby. I've done things that I don't know any other moms who have done it. And it's not normal, right? I can find examples of other women online who are similar to me, but we are few and far between. And instead of making that a problem, I want to invite you on this episode to lean into it. When you think about who you are, truly who you are you more likely to lean into the definition and version of you as powerful, extraordinary, and let yourself be different intentionally? Or do you try to fit in and hide parts of yourself that you're just afraid may not be accepted? So you have to recognize that within you, there are 2 versions of you. There's the one who leans into how extraordinary you are and you own it. And you're just like, this is who I am. And then there is the version of you who leans away. And ultimately what happens is this creates a push-pull between the future version of you and the subconscious version of you that wants to sabotage who you're becoming. Ultimately, it slows down your momentum, right? You could be so much farther along if you just allowed yourself to lean fully in. It waters down your messaging on social media because you're speaking as the safe version of you instead of leaning into the version of you that, quite honestly, it makes you scared, right? You're afraid to be her because what if you get rejected? What if you get canceled? What if? But then this also means you're not attracting your ideal people because you're not saying what you truly want to say. And ultimately, it keeps you from creating your dream family life and a generational legacy that will extend well beyond you. And if we're being honest here, what you have the capability to create for your family in the next few generations far exceeds, it matters so much more than what someone on the internet thinks of you. And we have to put this into perspective. It even means more than the people in your community who know you, who may not understand why you are the way you are, why you're driven to wake up early in the morning and not have your cup of coffee just to record a podcast episode for people on the internet. It doesn't make sense. And for me, for many years, I've never made sense. I've tried to. Sometimes I feel that urge to fit in better, to not be so different or weird. And then I remind myself, oh my gosh, me being different, me being weird is what led to us traveling full time for years and having experiences that most people will never have in their lifetime. And because of it, my children have experienced far more than any other kids that they know. My kids are now leading an extraordinary life, and what a jumping off point for them as they then head into adulthood. Because their mother was the example. Because it gave their father permission to be the example. Because we didn't water ourselves down, but leaned so fully into our family vision and values and said, this is who we are as a family. So I want you to ultimately stop asking yourself the question, who am I to fill in the blank? But who am I to want $1 million business? Who am I to want to lead other people? Who am I to be so different? Stop asking yourself that question, because ultimately it's rooted in comparison. It's rooted in thinking there's something wrong with you when there's not. And instead, I want you to say, I am 100% the woman who creates a generational legacy. I am the woman who leads an international impact. I am the woman who is an intentional mother and an insanely successful CEO, and I know and I trust I get to have both. I am not afraid because I am courageous. And so what if you weren't afraid to be all of you anymore and instead be full-bodied, fully you, transparent, authentic? What if you shifted your mindset from seeing that as being bragging or too bold and recognize that maybe, just maybe, God made you who you are to be a leader of other mothers and women, to show that more is possible? What if you simply just stopped fighting it? I am personally leaning into a new era as a mother, welcoming my fourth soon, letting myself still powerfully lead and expand, holding that desire to be nurturing at home to my family and be bold in the world, and recognizing that it is okay to want and desire both, and I am safe to do so. I know that this is my calling. What's yours? Will you lean into being the outlier and fully welcome it? If yes, and you know that you're so ready for the mentorship that will help you overcome the ways you're holding yourself back and show you the clear path to your 6 to 7 figure family first business legacy, my much loved and iconic business mastermind for moms is now open again for enrollment. It's been 2 years since I last ran it, and I only take 5 women because it is my desire to closely guide you and be in it with you. It's a space for you to rise up in your own self-leadership, expertise, and desire for more for your family. in a space of other mom outliers who truly get you. Pre-sale is now on through January 31st, 2025, with some epic bonuses. You do not want to miss this. We are going to be starting the mastermind after my maternity leave ends in about mid-April, but I promise you these 5 spots are filling quick. So head to the link in your podcast app, wherever you're listening to this right now. You will see a link to the mastermind, or just go to your browser and type in happierinmotherhood.com/mastermind. And I will see you in that space, because we outliers have to stick together, and not only stick together, but grow together. Okay, mamas, I will see you on the next episode.